Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
So good evening.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we are live, we are live, we are live. And welcome to GYMHA Mind Matters, where we have open conversations with the youth about mental health. So, on today's show, we'll be talking about the impact of social media on youth mental health. And here with me on the show tonight, I have two amazing panelists. We have two amazing panelists. We're going to be talking about the impact of social media on youth mental health. I'm your host for this show. My name is LAWAL IFEOMA Merit. I am one of GYMHA's ambassador. I am a content creator and I'm also the assistant volunteer engagement coordinator. So on the show with me tonight, I have with me Miss Isabella Tendai. Miss Isabella, hello, good evening. How are you doing tonight? Can you please unmute your mic?
Oh, sorry. Good evening. I'm well, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for having me.
Good evening. You're welcome to the show tonight. Can you please introduce yourself? The whole world would like to know who our panelist is.
Okay. My name is Isabel Tendai Kachingamire. I am based in South Africa. I'm a qualified social worker. I'm currently pursuing my master's in clinical social work. I work closely in EAP. I provide employee assistance and employee wellness services. And I also supervise university students who are in third year. I'm the head of content development at GYMHA, and I'm also a volunteer at GYMHA. Thank you.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. That's a lot you're doing for the world and for humanity. Thank you so much, and you're welcome to the show tonight. And our second
Thank
panelist for tonight's show is Mr. Ahamba Steven. Mr. Ahamba, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir, you're welcome to the show. So I would like you to introduce yourself so our audience can know who our panelist is.
All right. Good evening, good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're coming from. I am by name Mr. Ahamba Chiagoziem Stephen. I am a public health professional. I am certified African Institute of Public Health Professionals, and also I'm a graphic designer, the CEO of Steve Von Graphics. Currently, we are doing a graphics training or ICT training for young people. So, and also I am and also a health consultant. So I'm so happy and excited to be part of tonight's show. Thank you and God bless. Stay tuned.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Amber, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. And I know that this show is going to be full of so many insights because the topic talks about the impact of social media on youth mental health. So, right before we dive into the show, I would like to thank the board of directors at Global Youth Mental Health Awareness for the amazing work they are doing, in the aspect of mental health. GYMHA is trying to change the narrative, and GYMHA wants to help everyone who is struggling with mental health. Okay, so let's dive right into the show tonight. So once again, if you are just joining us, this is GYMHA Mind Matters show, and on tonight's show, we'll be talking about the impact of social media on youth mental health. So I would like to throw my first question to you, Miss Isabella. Can you please tell our audience tonight, to everyone watching from all over the world tonight, how social media has impacted youth's mental health?
Okay. Thank you for for putting me on the spot there. Okay. So in terms of mental health, when you look at mental health, and social media, obviously, in terms of the youth, mostly I think there's a lot of young people on social media platforms, be it Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. So the way that social media has affected the youth is positively and also negatively. What it has done positively, obviously, is to open them to a world of opportunities, a world of a lot of information. They can get a lot of information from social media, network with others, meet like minds, and so forth. But however, as much as social media is a good tool that has been introduced in society, there are some negative impacts that it has had. So it has also affected the mental health of the youth in a certain way, in terms of their mental health, in the sense of them being exposed. Sometimes they're exposed to for example, let's say a tech for a young person who's exposed to Instagram. They watch content sometimes that's not supportive to their mental health. At times, the advices that they get there, that's not in line with supporting or building their mental health. There's also what I think, as someone who has worked with young people for some time, there's a lot of pressure that's on social media. At times, it really impacts one's mental health. For example, let's say you are a youth, you go on social media, you see other people, they're prospering, you're at a certain level in your life where you're not yet where other people are. So it impacts their mental health in the sense of comparison. They're at this stage where they want to compare themselves, they want to achieve things that others that they see on social media are achieving. So that also negatively impacts their mental health. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that insightful information, Miss Isabel. I totally agree with you that in as much as the social media is a digital technology that is actually useful in connecting with others, in disseminating information, it can help to, I feel like this particular question has two sides. It's just like having two sides of a coin. People can actually benefit from social media, and at the
Mm,
same time it can actually affect their mental health, in the sense that when you talk about the fact that people start comparing themselves to what they see on social media. We have friends on our chat list that post their achievements, and you start having these feelings of you're missing out. You start comparing
mm,
yourself to themselves. You start feeling low of yourself, which actually cause low self-esteem and the likes of it. So thank you very
that
much for that. So Mr. Amber Steven, I would like to hear your own point of view. I'm directing the same question to you. Can you please tell us tonight, can you please tell everyone watching tonight how social media impacts our youth mental health?
All right, thank you so much. Uh, Before I talk about that, I really want to give us a little analysis, when it comes to what is going on in the world today on the internet. Looking at our world population, we are made up of about 8.1 billion in the world, and out of that, we have 1.2 million youths. That is 16% of the world population that are mostly dominated by young people. According to United Nations, they said that for 15 to 24 years of youths are actually engaged online. Then looking at, I'm just giving us a little statistics of what's going on. Then young people within the age of 15 to 24 years, they made up of 86% of the world population that are actually making use of social media. So this is actually a very big issue when we talk about mental health and the impact social media is having in young people. So about 84% of the world is actually dominated with social media. Now, when it comes to youth mental health, we will see that everyone today is making use of smartphone. If you check the statistics of how many people that are using smartphone, you will see that about 86% of the world population is making use of smartphone, meaning that in one way or the other, everyone is actually connected in social media. So the impact now, our co-panelists have also mentioned that it has both positive and negative impact. But looking at the positive aspects, it helps us to connect with the world, the positive impact, it helps us to connect with the world, and it makes us to link with so many people who we cannot see physically. But in the long run, social media within young people, excessive usage of social media within young people is a concern in public health. Yes, it has led to what we call less reduction to face-to-face real life social interactions. It has led to, when you are connected with so many people online, you will not be able to have time to link with your friends physically. You always be engaged online 24/7. You are online engaging with maybe your friends, checking news, some posts online. We don't have time to connect physically, to have that face-to-face interaction. So it is actually kind of causing isolation to an extent. So I'm looking at the negative impact on that side. So it's causing a little isolation. People are always engaged online. So there are so many kind of things, when it comes to the impact social media is having. So it has a good side, it has a bad side. So that is what I have to say on that. So thank you.
All right, Mr. Amber Steven, thank you so much for sharing your insights on that. I totally like the one of the facts you mentioned that it tends to reduce this physical interaction.
Exactly.
Nowadays most people enjoy staying with their families, they enjoy spending times with their friends, but with social media you can even just FaceTime them or just send them a text message on either WhatsApp or Facebook. You can connect with them. Like, people feel like distance is never a barrier. So
True.
to some point, I feel like sometimes it's good in some certain way, for people
Yes.
that are actually busy with work, and there are persons that don't stay around their family. But most people tends to like overuse the advantage. Yeah, I feel like
Yes.
most people tends to like overuse the advantage. Even sometimes we have friends that even inside the same house, you might want to like ask your sibling about something, instead of just walking up to them or calling their name to ask them about that thing. You tend to even message them on WhatsApp, and you're like, hello, I need to certain, and we just want to connect with the world. We just want to feel happy, we want to stay earlier, and we want to feel safe. Thank you so much for that beautiful information. Okay, so this will lead us to the next question. So you've mentioned some of the positive parts, but I would love that we dive deep into the positive aspects of social media
Okay. Thank you so
regarding the
much.
youth. Yes, sir.
All right. Social media usage among young people is is a very good thing because within the 80s, 80s and 90s, things like that were not there. But during this 20th and 21st century, we've had a lot of them coming up in the world, and it has helped us a lot. Facebook is one of them. When Facebook came for the first time, it helped so many people, even me. As also, I have friends who are not in Nigeria. I was able to interact with them. So that interaction, it is very, very important. Being able to interact with them, connect with them, and know how they are feeling. They will share their photos. You see what is going on. I think that's a very good one, very positive aspect of social media. And also, number two, I also want to talk about is positive aspect. Facebook or other social media platforms also help to build relationship. It helps to build relationship. That social networking with people can actually follow someone online, maybe on Facebook or Instagram. You know, you kind of build your career with that person. You know, you link with the world, you link with professionals. You can easily see them on social media. Those people that you see on television, you can't see them physically, but you can actually link with them online. So you can actually build your relationship with them and without you seeing them one-on-one. So that's a very good positive aspect of it. Then number three also is what we call uh, marketing. You can bear with me that agree with me that if you have a product, maybe or a service that you're rendering, maybe you don't have the money for creating a website, your Facebook handle can go a long way. Young people can actually use social media handles to tell the world what they are doing, and by so doing, they can be able to get more clients online. You share your posts, you send things online, you can be able to sell what you are doing, and the world will see it. That's good. Then another aspect is also it helps also to gain more visibility. Social media can help you to get more visibility in the sense that uh, you will be seen in the world, and someone might just tag you with a post. You don't be surprised that maybe President Trump must have seen a post you are tagged. I'm just saying that now, or like an example. So someone can be seen, or your voice can be heard via social media. So actually, it's a very good one. What happened? I think it was yesterday. It came to the newspaper today that the former president of Gabon, how he narrated his issue on social media. So social media helped him to link with the whole world. He said, "Let his voice be heard." That he want the world to act. You understand? So can also help you to let the world know, to get your voice be heard. And the typical example is what happened in Nigeria. That was I think 2020, yeah, during the NSAS protest. It started online on social media. Hashtag NSAS, end police brutality. Social media helped us to raise that awareness. The whole world heard about it. End police brutality, end police brutality. It was shaking the whole world on social media. So your voice can be heard via social media. It's a good one. So that's good. So there are so many other things that social media can also be seen as a positive one. It helps us to be educated. Education. Yes, you can learn online via YouTube, via Facebook, via Instagram, and so on and so forth. So that's good. So social media is actually good to an extent. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Mr. Amber Stephen. I totally agree with everything you said. From the points where you mentioned the aspect of networking, social media has
Yeah.
actually helped a lot of youth, a lot of not just youth, people of all ages to network online. When you create some certain profile about what you do on apps like LinkedIn, people can just connect with you easily. And so many businesses are actually selling online. So many businesses are selling online. And the part where you said you can use social media to raise your voice. Your voice can be heard via social media. Yes, I totally agree with you that social media is a powerful tool. It's actually a very powerful tool if only people can learn to use it in a good way. Thank you so much for that. Also, I would like you to share your insights on that question, Miss Isabel. We love that you tell us your own insight about the positive aspect of social media. Miss Isabel, can you please unmute your mic?
I forgot to mute there. I have unmuted. So I think when we look at the positives, yes, there are some negatives like we are highlighting, but there are a lot of positive impacts that it has, which our colleague has already covered. But I think when you look at connection, social media does allow us to connect with friends, family, like we were saying, across all borders generally. And then with information and education now, looking back then when people had to literally go to the library and look for a book. Now we do have online sources, online resources. It has opened us to a world of information where you can have access to a wealth of information, news, educational resources. So I think social media can be a great tool for learning, for young people, which supports their mental wealth because it's personal development. And then I think it also helps with creativity and self-expression. When we look at how social media provides a platform for young people to showcase their talents, share their creativity, express themselves through things like photography, writing, music. So it helps people share their passions with wider audiences. Because you notice that through platforms like TikTok, there are some people whose talents have been identified from those platforms. So it's a great tool to express your creativity and express yourself as well. And then I think support and empowerment in a way.
Okay, I think we just lost Miss Isabel. I think that's a network, and she was actually giving us some interesting points about the positive impacts of social media. She mentioned the fact that it's a powerful tool to educate ourselves. There are a lot of resources online. People learn online. People learn online. They actually make money from it. And she mentioned the fact that you can showcase your talent, you can showcase your creativity using social media. Thank you very much, Miss Isabel, for that. So, if you are just joining us, this is GYMHA Mind Matter, and on today's show, we are talking about the impact of social media on youth mental health. So, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box if you have any questions to all viewers watching us tonight. If you have any questions you want to ask, if you have any contributions, please feel free to use the chat box. So we have some we have some comments coming up. One from Muhammadu Islam. He says, important topic to talk about. Thank you so much for that, Islam. And we have another one from Love Gema, Doshima Gema. Um, she said, social media, raise your voice and get your voice heard. Yeah, that's right. You can use your voice. You can use social media to raise your voice. You can use social media to get your voice heard. Okay, so moving forward, I would like us to, Mr. Amber, I would like you to still talk about the negative aspects of social media.
All right, thank you so much. I believe you can hear me very well.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
It's all right. Social media usage among young people, not just young people, has been linked to adverse health outcomes, such as depression, and anxiety disorders. Now, for instance, based on the statistics of social media usage, based on the information from world statistics, you'll find out that average, average within 15 to 25 or 29 years, an average adult or young person spend about 2 to 3 hours daily, or even more than that, on either YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, TikTok, name them, or Telegram. So now the time you spend on social media matters a lot, because the time you spend, the brain, the mind is actually involved. Your mind is involved. Your mind is engaged. So the longer the duration, the longer the resultant effect, the stronger or the intense the after effect on our mental health. So, and that is why we have a very serious issue in the world today, which we call the social media induced depression tendency. Social media induced depression tendency means that the tendency of falling into depression as a result of excessive or the long usage of one social media handle or the other. So you will find out that the more you spend your time on social media, you will see that you actually feel weak. That's number one, because you're supposed to use the energy for something else, to work. You're supposed to use the energy to maybe to go out, work out, do exercise, see some friends, then come back and be happy. But then that does not mean you cannot be happy via social media, but you are staying somewhere, you are sitting down. All right, so your body becomes weak. Then what happens? In the night, you might find it difficult to sleep. Some people have this habit of, some young people, not just young people, also adults, have this habit of your phone is always by your side, even beside your pillow when you want to sleep. A little notification, you wake up, you now want to scroll and check the comments, the likes and all the things there. So you will have issues with sleepiness. You will always have irregular sleep. Sleeplessness will come in. You have eye strains or eye fatigue. There'll be a time you spend a long time. Even if I always observe that even when I use my phone, I always try to reduce the light from the phone. The radiation from the screen actually goes to the eyes and to the brain. Actually what happens is that it will reduce that sleep or whatever is the hormone that helps you to sleep. It will reduce it, because the light, when it comes to the eyes, the eye muscles become strained, and you have that kind of tiredness. So there are also other negative impact when social media is involved, is there. And that thing there young people do face on social media is this issue of body shaming and body image. If you come across most ladies who use TikTok, you will see a lot of them, they like to show their bodies and so on and so forth. So now this lady now is not actually, she doesn't have a very good, maybe nice curve. She will feel intimidated because she's always maybe a fan of someone, and she will be ashamed of herself in one way or the other. So it has actually led to that aspect. And the symptoms of depression can also come in. You feel sadness because your body shape is not actually the same with that celebrity you're following online. I don't know whether you're following what I'm saying. So it happens.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are also issue of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying has actually affected so many young people, especially people who are not actually monitored. Young people who are not monitored on social media. Someone can just bully them and try to take money, extort money from them, or try to, harass them sexually or whatsoever. So cyberbullying is there. There's also fear of missing out. Young people, especially the age of 15, they are using social media. Man, if they have low self-esteem, they will be afraid that they are missing out in society. So they see social media as a way to engage. So they will always try to get a voice on social media, and they were afraid of meeting people, be feeling isolated, that leads to depression. You think as if nobody likes you. You have less interest in doing things. You know, these are the kind of negative aspects when it comes to social media. And also another issue there is a decrease in privacy. There are things I normally see on social media. I say, wow, this lady, are you sure that you are being careful of your body? You post your body. I was shocked to see that people these days are not actually careful of keeping private things private. I mean, maintaining privacy when it comes to your body, showing it to the whole world. That the one that shocked me the other day was a young lady who was just saying that uh, anybody that is ready to have sex with her, she just call this number, send it to my DM. What is happening in this 21st century? So it is happening in the whole world. So people are not having that kind of mindset of keeping their privacy within themselves. They want the whole world to see their body. They want to see their, whatsoever. And also, social media has also increased the rise of fake news. You can call it rumor or misinformation. Yeah. If you check some kind of things that people will say, I am always shocked. You say that this one happened today. I happen to hear about this. They post on social media. Maybe actually use the head of someone, maybe from a different story, and just tag that person and still post it on social media. People will be liking and commenting fake news. So that's why we need to be careful of the source of the information. Even fake job opportunities, you will see them on social media. There was a one that shocked me. When we are doing job hunting, you go online, you see this kind of job opportunity. I was on Facebook, you know, they are recruiting in one office like that. The office does not have location, so people were just applying. So they opened a Facebook platform where you can connect with them, and they make money from people. You know, fake fake news and fake information they pass around mostly on social media because any individual can handle social media and just send anything there. So that is it. And so many things there, threat of and harassment, distraction. When it comes to students now, the negative part of social media on students, I'm telling you, when I was in campus in university, especially during the time we go for library to library to read or to just like you know read some kind of news. So there was this guy. Anytime he comes to the library, he's always with the headset and the Facebook and the all social media handles they are always on, and notification will be popping up. So if he reads small, the notification will come up. He will just open. Distraction will come. Distraction is there because you have always allow yourself to be controlled by social media. So the major problem here social media is seen, the negative aspect of social media is actually based on allowing ourselves to be controlled by what we have, not controlling it by ourselves. So I think that is the major problem. Thank you so much.
Wow, 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 wow. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Alba Stephen. Like, that is a whole lot of information right there. So I totally agree with everything that you said. I feel like most young people have deviated from the original intent of social media. And most young people, who are just realizing the essence of self, tends to like the negative impact of social media tends to like affect them more because most of these young people are just realizing self and I feel like they don't really have people to educate them about the use of social media. So thank you so much for that, Mr. Amber. A lot is happening on social media. A lot is happening. I love the point where you made when you said people tends to like spread fake news on social media. And nowadays fake news travels fast than the positive ones. And people actually use it for cyberbullying. A lot of persons have been victim of cyberbullying and all of that. So I hope that to all young people watching us tonight, I hope that you're learning one or two. We need to learn how to use this digital tool for a positive purpose, for a positive purpose. So we have a lot of message in there, and um one from Vikas Borada says those IQ less than 100 falls under depression and related problem. I think is contributing to the negative impact of social media. Most people tends to get depressed, and they start comparing themselves to others. They don't even know if what they are seeing on social media is actually real. They feel depressed and all of that. It's easier to fake life on social media than in real life. So one from Mr. Olusegun Olamoyegun. He says this is an excellent conversation. I look forward to connecting with everyone on the panel. Thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
the show tonight. And love Toshima Gema says cyberbullying can affect the bullied persons negatively and affect their mental health in the long run. How do we help in raising awareness on the stoppage of cyberbullying? Wow, thank you so much for that, Mr. Love Doshima Gema. So our audience have a question, so I'm going to direct this question to you, Mr. Amber Stephen. Love Gemma wants to know, how do we help in raising awareness on the stoppage of cyber bullying?
All right. Thank you so much. When I was talking about cyberbullying, it's a very serious issue. When it comes to social media. Now, in terms of raising awareness on social media, you need to come from the right source. That's the first thing. The source of awareness. I believe we have stations that we know that they give information, the right information, when it comes to information dissemination. We have the television stations, we have radio stations, and also we have other platforms, not just radio or television stations that do that. Now, the major thing there is to solve the problem of fear of the unknown and removing threats and fear from anyone who's going to get the information there. Because when it comes to awareness creation, the source is very, very important. Which information are you passing across? So I think also that GYMHA is also raising awareness, is also raising a voice, against any mental health issues. Then when it comes to this cyberbullying, we need to shun that. We need to shun that in our personal posts. We also need to add voice to maybe United Nations, add voice to other platforms that can help to create awareness, because awareness is not just a government thing. It's not just uh, maybe stations, can also be individuals. So every day, make sure that you talk about this cyber bullying. It is a problem in our society. People who engage into cyberbullying, actually they are committing a crime, because how will you be, you know, using an opportunity to affect someone's health or someone's life? That is very, very wrong. And I think the law enforcement agents can also attest to that. So we need to add voice to that. If you see a kind of thing like that, please report, say something. It will help to stop cyberbullying. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for that, Mr. Amber Stephen. I totally agree with you. I love the fact that you said raising awareness on the stoppage of cyberbullying should be an individual thing. It should be an individual thing. I feel like we all can be the change we want to see in the world. Sincerely, people are going through a lot. People are going through a lot, and we can be the change we want to see. We can
Yeah.
help ourselves. I believe that we can use our personal social media accounts to raise good message. We can put an end to cyberbullying. We can share positive message. We never can tell someone on our chat list. Someone might just be experiencing some kind of mental struggles, and reading those messages that we post on our social media pages can be of help to them. So we shouldn't wait before we gather people to raise an awareness on a particular thing that we feel like it's really affecting people's mental health. We should be the change we want to see in the world, and we all can act as an individual to help to stop all of these negative impacts of social media. Thank you very much, sir. So, Mr. Love Gamer, I think that answers your question. Thank you so much for that beautiful question. Okay, so moving forward, Mr. Amber Steven, um, I would like you to share how we can use social media to promote positive mental health in youth. How can we use social media to promote positive mental health in youth?
Okay. Right. I believe we have there's no individual who has smartphone. Maybe the person does not like to use social media. Maybe that's his personal or personal decision. But to me, personally, I actually like to be positive anytime I am on social media. Okay, because a positive mindset is important when it comes to mental health and also helping others. So social media platforms can be used to promote positive mental health among people. So we should be able to let people know that they need to share positive things on social media, not things that are derogatory or things that can spoil someone's mindset. Things that are positive, things that can equip someone, things that can build up someone. You know, if someone said that if what you are doing or what you are eating, you are enjoying is actually benefiting you, and the other person is not benefiting, that means the person is affected. That means there is a problem. And mental health has to do with ability to relate with people and ability to be comfortable with them, so personally and also linking with them. So social media should be a very powerful tool to promote positivity and not negativity. We see a lot of them, but the problem is in this world today is that most young people don't like the positive ones, things that we make them read, things that are so long. These days, nobody has a time to read long messages. I'm telling you, there's a friend of mine, that tried it. She has about 20,000 followers on Facebook. She said let her try now whether people will follow her or read her this post on Facebook. So she started posting content on Facebook without adding any picture. People want to see, your latest updates, how you are doing now, what is going on in your life. It is happening live in the UK now, all like that. So social media should be a tool to promote positivity, a tool to educate people on the right thing to do. Yes, on the right thing to do. I have people who have handles, you know, like a pastor who always use social media to pray for people. Of course, you know them; they are there. These are the things we want on social media, not things that after watching it you will thinking negatively. You know what I'm talking about. So the social media is a very powerful tool to promote positivity. And you can also use social media to share your life experience, send your story of how you were able to come out from one addiction or the other. That can also help someone, maybe addiction of drug or addiction of something. Social media, you can use it to send your story to them. Anyone who reads it can actually know that it is possible to come out from that kind of situation. So, and also, anytime you're making a comment on social media, always understand that people are watching your comments. Be positive and also educative in your comments. Make wise comment and wise suggestions or wise comment on social media. It is very, very important because you don't know who is watching you, you don't know who is listening to you, you don't know who has your name somewhere. So it's very important. We can use social media to promote positive mental health, and also you can use it to also tell people that they can get better in life. There are people who are passing through so many kind of depressive symptoms when it comes to mental health. Yes, use it to promote, use it to tell them that there is help, there is hope. You know, if people see you as someone who provides hope, maybe your page on social media, either Instagram or LinkedIn, is actually providing hope, maybe to the less privileged, hope to those who are depressed. I'm telling you, you are doing well on social media. But your social media, if it's just you come online, you check, you chat, you check for people's opinion, which is not your business. You're not doing well. You're not using your hand very well. So social media should be used to make impact and not to be affected negatively. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. That was amazing. Thanks so much for that, Mr. Ambassador. I totally agree with you. Personally, I feel like we all have a role to play in this. We all have an individual role to play. We all should be change makers. Yes, using
Mm.
our social media, to promote awareness, to promote positivity instead of the other way around. It will go a long way into making the world a better place. Because sincerely, like you said earlier, people are going through a lot. People are going through a lot. And that's why, I'm always grateful to God for what GYMHA is doing. GYMHA is doing an amazing work, into promoting mental health in youth. GYMHA is doing amazing work. So we all can, emulate from, these acts of kindness and just be kind, be human, be human. A simple it is well with you today will go a long way into touching someone and making someone feel better. You never know who is watching, you don't know who is reading. And there's a popular saying that the internet does not forget. The internet does not forget. So we need to decide what we want to be remembered for. So let's be the change we want to see in the world. Thank you so much, Mr. Amber Steven. So moving forward, I would like you to tell us some of the signs that a youth is struggling with their mental health. Having talked about how the positive and the negative impact of that social media can have on young people, and people listening and people watching all over the world, we like to know some of the signs that they can watch out for in people to know that okay, this person is actually experiencing mental struggles.
Okay. All right. I think it is also related to what we're discussing. Yes. You look at individuals who are addicted. Let me just use that word. Permit me to use that word. Addicted with phone. It is actually one of the major problems we are having in the world today. You see a young person, the one that shocked me, the one that happened, that was 2 weeks ago, where I'm living. A young guy, he's walking on the way, okay? His two ears are blocked with a headset, and he's chatting someone on social media. I'm telling you, what happened to him uh, was that the guy was knocked down by a trailer. He was knocked down and he died. So what am I saying? The impact of social media and the impact of social media on youth, and also the problem we are having is that so many young people are addicted with social media, not just social media, with smartphone. Let me put it that way. Because if you check the time, individuals, people use social media, not just social media only. If you check the internet, you see a lot of people are always online, even in the midnight, the time of they're supposed to sleep, they're always online. Why won't that person be having issue when it comes to sleeplessness? Because if you don't have enough sleep, it's a very bad, it's a very anomaly. It's a sign that you're having mental issue and mental health problems, inability to sleep very well. Because this smartphone we are using today, actually has radiation. I've said that earlier, from the eyes to the brain, you know, makes you, if you are so much addicted to it, you find it difficult to sleep. And on that thing also, the things you watch, because the brain is recording. As you're watching, your eyes is recording. Sometimes you might have maybe like attacks. Maybe you say you are having attacks. People use that word when you are sleeping. That is a sign of someone who is actually suffering with mental health and also being addicted with social media handles. So other things that you see, things you can see, is also inferiority complex. That's an issue in the world, especially in young people. Feeling of I am less than this person. You are comparing yourself with somebody you are seeing online. You know, that inferiority complex, whenever it comes in, it can lead to depression. You're feeling sad, about your body, about the kind of person you are. You know, that's a sign also. Then there is also what we call unrealistic depiction of emotions. You can hardly depict the kind of emotion that a young person has, especially when he's on Facebook or on internet. You sometimes you might see him laughing or the person laughing at the first time. The next 1 minute, the person might just change mood. Are we together? So you now see mood swing coming in. Are we together? You see mood swing coming in terms of the kind of maybe a thing the person is watching, and from transiting from happiness, you are entering sadness. From there, you are also entering into maybe anger. That is how it goes. Of course, on social media, you will see all those emoji. We call them emoji. You see sadness, happy, all those emojis people send. That is what is actually going on. Forget about what you are typing on social media. That is what is going on in your mind, in your brain, in your system. The mood swing is happening. So social media is there. So it's happening, it's happening. Then lack of energy. I've said that earlier. So the next thing is also feeling of desperation, hopelessness. Wow. I was shocked. I was in campus, see how the video get money like this. People are just comparing themselves with all these fans, big fans, you know, you feel desperate, you feel hopeless. Come on, your family, you are poor, that kind of thing. You try to compare yourself with them, those big people who are, on social media, posting themselves on social media. Can lead to the desperation, hopelessness. Wow, my life is not I'm not going to make it. I don't think I'm going to make it because look at the video now. He has money. Look at this fan. He has money more than how I'm coming from. That kind of thing. Hopelessness comes in. Then leading to depression. That person can end up saying, no, let me kill myself. Society mission will come. So have you seen it? So it is linked. At the end of the day, the person might actually lose his or her life. And that is a problem. So we are saying that we should minimize should minimize the time that we spend on social media. Very, very important. Try to be the one that will control the time you spend on social media and the time you're supposed to leave social media. Because the more you stay there, the more addiction comes in and the more addiction symptoms will be there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Amber Steven. Like you've actually, given us a lot of information tonight. I totally agree with you. I feel like nowadays people tend to like misplace priorities. People
Mm,
tends to misplace priorities. Most times you even see young people, immediately they wake up to checking the notifications on their phone. Some don't even
yeah.
say their prayers. So I feel like getting addicted to these things will actually lead us into losing ourselves. From
Mm,
comparing ourselves to other celebrities to having depression and feeling less of yourself, low self-esteem, and all of those signs of mental health struggles. Thank you so much for that. So we have some comments in the comment box. Um, so Mr. Love Doshima Gema said, yes, people are watching, so we should be cautious on the content and comments we share. Some companies check our content on social media before hiring. It's indeed everyone's job to promote the change. Yes, thank you so much for that, Love Gema. It's indeed everyone's job to promote the change. And really, some of the contents that young people see on social media is actually bringing about this negative impact of social media. So Miss Isabella, our amazing panelist, says she's trying to reconnect. I guess it's the network from her end. So she said social media can be a powerful tool for promoting positive mental health in youth. Here are some ways it can be utilized. Raise awareness. Social media can be used to raise awareness about mental health issues. Yes, yes, I totally agree with you, Miss Isabella. Reduce stigma and provide accurate information. Yeah, I totally agree with you. In fact, it can be used to challenge mental health stereotypes. If we've all decided to, be the change we want to see in the world, we can go ahead and, break the stigma surrounding mental health using our social media handles, by promoting the good message, the positive message of mental health and not the other way around. So she also said sharing educational resources, success stories. Mr. Amber actually said something like that as well. And personal experience can help create a supportive and informed online community. Encourage supportive communities. Social media platform can foster supportive communities where young people can connect with others who may be going through similar challenges. Yes, I totally agree with you. When we use social media the right way, you can connect with people that are having similar issue. There are so many online communities of people, experiencing mental health struggles, and they're actually professionals in those communities that are willing to, help people with mental health struggles. GYMHA is doing amazing job in that aspect. GYMHA is doing amazing job in that aspect. These communities can offer empathy, understanding, and validation, creating a sense of belonging. Yes, in fact, what one of the things that GYMHA is doing is to they create a safe space where everyone everywhere can turn to someone for their mental health. GYMHA is that safe space that you need. Thank you so much for sharing your insights on that. Okay, so she says share mental health tips and resources. Social media can be used to share helpful tips, strategies, and resources for maintaining good mental health. This includes promoting self-care practices, stress management techniques, and encouraging healthy coping mechanisms. Facilitates peer support. Peer support can be invaluable for young people, young individuals struggling with mental health issues. Social media can provide a space for peer-to-peer support network where young people can share their experience, offer advice, and provide emotional support to one another. Thank you so much for that wonderful information, Miss Isabella. Thank you so much. So more comments are coming up from her. She also said some signs that a youth is struggling with their mental health is a changes in mood swing, frequent mood swing, persistent sadness. Mr. Amber Stephen mentioned some of those points as well, or irritability. When young people are going through mental health struggles, someone that is usually happy, just tends to show this expression of sadness, and that is like a red flag. She also said social withdrawal, increased isolation, avoiding friends and family. Yeah, people that love spending times with their friends and family, once they start isolating from people they love, that is a serious sign that such person might be having mental health struggles or distancing themselves from activities they used to enjoy. Yes, I totally agree with you, Miss Isabella. Let's take for instance someone that love painting, and all of a sudden they just lose interest in their hobbies. That is a serious sign that they might be experiencing mental health struggles. Changes in sleep patterns or excessive sleeping and difficulty in concentrating, that's in trouble focusing or completing tasks. Yes, Mr. Amber Steven actually mentioned the fact that a lot of youths, when they get addicted to their social media, they have difficulty in sleeping. Even the period they ought to use in sleeping, they are still online, chatting and checking content online. Loss of interest, lack of motivation or excitement about things they used to be passionate about. Yes, I totally agree with you on that. Mr. Amber mentioned something on that as well. That once they exhaust their energy on social media, they tend to like lack motivation for things that are actually very important. And she mentioned physical symptoms of mental health struggles includes frequent headache, stomach aches, or unexplained aches and pain. Yes, she's actually explaining the physical symptoms to show that someone might be, experiencing mental health struggles. Sudden weight loss or gain, or a significant change in eating habits, increased aggression, frequent outbursts, anger or hostility, self-harm or suicidal thoughts. Yes, most people, they really compare themselves to a whole lot of people online, and they start feeling like they are not worth it, they are not enough, and this will lead them to depression, into even the thoughts of harming themselves. So she says, remember, everyone is unique, and these signs may vary from person to person. If you notice any of the signs or are concerned about a youth's mental health, it is important to reach out to professional help from a therapist, counselor, or healthcare provider. Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Miss Isabella, for that wonderful information. So moving forward, um, I guess the network is affecting Mr. Amber as well, but we're going to move forward. Okay, right before that, a comment just came in from Miss Angela Oriofe Oluwatofunmi. She says the things we watch and read on social media has a huge impact in our lives, especially the youth. Social media have both positive and negative sides. To mitigate the negative impact of social media on youth mental health, we need to do that through social media because they spend much of their time on social media. And